Level 1, the applicant. You arrive at Langley for the first time with a folder of resumes, glowing recommendations, and a mind full of ambition. You think this is the hard part. It isn't. Sitting in the waiting room, you watch other candidates trying to appear calm while your nerves betray you. Some fidget with pens, some tap their shoes, and one man refuses to make eye contact with anyone. You've read the books, watched the documentaries, memorized the history. You think you know what you're walking into. You don't. The recruiter's questions seem mundane at first. Why do you want to serve your country? Tell me about a time you overcame a challenge. But there's a subtext. They're not just listening to your words. They're listening to hesitation, to the way your gaze shifts when you're uncomfortable. You learn quickly that a wrong look, a misplaced gesture, a hint of ego can be fatal to your application. By the end of the day, half of the room is gone. Some failed interviews. Some realize too late that they aren't prepared for the psychological weight of the work. You remain. You don't know yet that this is the audition for endurance, for patience, and for secrecy that will last decades. Level 2, the recruit. After weeks of background checks, psychological assessments, polygraph tests, and a careful review of every online footprint you've ever left, you are accepted into the training program. You are now officially a recruit. Your days begin before sunrise with physical conditioning that pushes your body past comfort but keeps it alive, because survival is paramount. You learn the art of intelligence, analyzing documents, recognizing patterns, detecting deception in a conversation. You learn that a single slip, a single error, can compromise an entire operation. The training is relentless, not because anyone wants to break you, but because they know that when the stakes are global, weakness costs lives. You memorize the agency's operational protocols, chain of command procedures, and clandestine communication systems. Everything you do is measured. Everything you say is analyzed. Trust is not freely given. It is earned through competence and silence. You begin to understand that the CIA is not a place for heroes. It is a place for people who can perform consistently when no one is watching. Your mind grows sharper. Your instincts begin to override emotion. Level 3, the analyst. You graduate from basic training and are assigned to a domestic analysis unit. Your cubicle is a small, sterile space illuminated by fluorescent lights. You are surrounded by monitors displaying satellite imagery, intercepted communications, and foreign news feeds. You are told repeatedly that information is useless without context. Every piece of data you handle has the potential to prevent or provoke international incidents. Your first analysis report is returned with more red ink than black. You made assumptions. You connected dots where none existed. You learned quickly that precision matters more than intuition. Level 4, the case officer. After years of analysis, you are offered field training. You are now a case officer, responsible for recruiting and handling human assets abroad. You travel undercover, using aliases, fake passports, and meticulously constructed backstories. Your existence is fragmented. The person you present to your assets is not fully you, and the person you present to your family is not fully you either. You maintain compartmentalization because failure to do so risks your career, your life, and the lives of those who trust you. Your first asset is hesitant, terrified, and suspicious. You must earn trust without ever revealing the full scope of your intentions. You navigate cultural nuances, local politics, and moral gray areas. Sometimes you encourage actions that you personally cannot condone, knowing that the greater mission depends on it. Each success is a quiet victory. Each failure is an invisible wound. You begin to understand that power in the CIA is measured not by public recognition, but by the ability to manipulate the unseen levers of influence while remaining undetected. Level 5, the field operative. You are deployed overseas, often alone in foreign cities, sometimes accompanied by a small team. Every step is calculated. Every interaction carries risk. You walk streets where any conversation can be overheard, where local authorities may be friendly one day and hostile the next. You carry equipment designed to protect, to record, and to disappear if necessary. Your body adapts to constant vigilance. Sleep is shallow, meals are functional, and every stranger is a potential threat. You conduct surveillance, coordinate clandestine meetings, and ensure that the information flows up the chain accurately and discreetly. Mistakes are not tolerated. In the field, errors have tangible consequences. You witness betrayals, double crosses, and moral compromises that challenge the very identity you cling to. The adrenaline is constant, but the exhaustion is deeper. Your mind begins to operate on instinct, prioritizing survival and mission completion over personal comfort or attachment. Level 6, the black site. Occasionally, you are assigned to operations that are completely off the books. These missions are classified at the highest level, beyond oversight from most governmental bodies. You are trained to conduct operations that most of the world will never know occurred. Decisions must be made in minutes that may affect geopolitical stability, human lives, and the lives of your colleagues. At a black site, moral clarity is impossible. Every choice carries ambiguity. There is no safe course. You question the legality, the morality, and the necessity of the actions you are ordered to execute. You compartmentalize because to dwell too long on ethical dilemmas is to invite paralysis. You learn to operate in a space where rules are written in the shadows, and accountability exists only within the chain of command. The psychological toll is invisible but pervasive. You carry memories that cannot be shared, knowing that silence is both your shield and your prison. Level 7, the station chief. You are now managing an entire field station, supervising dozens of officers, analysts, and support staff. You are no longer directly in the field most days, but the responsibility for every operation, every agent, and every asset rests with you. You brief visiting officials, coordinate missions, and ensure that intelligence reaches the right hands in time to be actionable. You balance operational priorities against legal constraints, diplomatic considerations, and political pressures. Some of your agents are young and inexperienced, eager to prove themselves. You see yourself in them and recognize the mistakes you made at their age. You guide, you correct, and occasionally you discipline. You carry the weight of knowing that one error in judgment, one poorly considered action can jeopardize not just the mission, but lives and careers. The stress is constant, silent, and largely unrecognized. Level 8, Langley Operations. At Langley, you interface directly with headquarters leadership. You are the bridge between policymakers and operatives in the field. Decisions made here affect entire regions, alliances, and sometimes wars. Meetings are long, documents are dense, and every word is scrutinized. You review intelligence summaries, weigh the risks of potential operations, and advise on resource allocation. You learn that influence here is subtler than in the field. It is persuasive, methodical, and often invisible to the casual observer. You cultivate relationships with other agencies, foreign liaisons, and domestic authorities. You realize that bureaucracy can be as lethal as a gunshot when mismanaged. Yet, in all of this, you never forget the field, the faces, the missions, the small victories, and the casualties. These memories guide your decisions, reminding you that the policies you enforce have human consequences. Level 9, Oversight and Politics. At the senior executive level, you attend hearings, brief Congress, and navigate the pressures of public scrutiny. You defend operations, negotiate funding, and advocate for personnel. You communicate carefully, revealing only what is permitted, understanding that transparency can endanger missions and lives. You witness political maneuvering that is divorced from operational realities. Lawmakers debate matters they barely understand while expecting precise answers. You learn to be concise, strategic, and disarmingly calm. You become aware that your lifelong training is now tested not by field operations but by rhetoric, negotiation, and patience. Mistakes are amplified. Misstatements can destroy careers. You operate in a space where words are weapons and truth is filtered for security and diplomacy. Level 10, The Ghost. Retirement and reflection. Decades pass and eventually you retire. Your service spans countless missions, foreign assignments, and clandestine operations. Your body bears scars from long hours, high-stress environments, and the subtle toll of constant vigilance. You step into the civilian world with skills that are invisible, experiences that cannot be discussed, and memories that cannot be shared. You realize that retirement is not freedom, it is adjustment. You mentor younger officers, passing on lessons they will never fully understand. You carry pride for your accomplishments, but also grief for the lives lost, the assets betrayed, and the moral compromises endured. You understand that your identity is inseparable from your service. You are forever changed, a ghost within the civilian world, still analyzing, still vigilant, still aware of the cost of secrecy. Somewhere, a new class of applicants is forming. They do not know what awaits them. They imagine prestige, honor, and excitement. They have no understanding of the relentless scrutiny, the constant moral calculus, and the invisible burden of the work. They do not know about the sleepless nights, the families strained by secrecy, or the friendships forged under impossible conditions. They believe they are ready. Most are not. The CIA will test them, break them, and challenge their very sense of self. Only those who adapt, endure, and accept the weight of their actions will progress. They will become capable operators, leaders, and mentors, but like all who have come before, they will emerge changed, carrying the invisible cost of service, forever aware that their choices have consequences seen by few, understood by fewer, and felt always.